Welcome. In this tutorial, we are going to learn about counter. It is a subclass of dictionary class, so all the functionality we saw for the dictionary, it is also accessible for the counter object. Okay. It counts the number of occurrences of a given hashable object. So in counter, it also stores the element as a key value pair. So key will be the hashable object and the value will be the number of occurrences of the hashable object. Okay. So value for the hashable object or the count can also be negative for the counter. It is also similar to multiset or bag, and it does not preserve the order of element as per the insertion order, and there is no restriction for the value of a counter object to be integer. It can also be other value such as float, decimal or fraction, basically any data type which supports addition, subtraction and comparison. Okay, so let's begin with checking, is it subclass of dictionary? As you can see, it returns true. So let's create first counter object, which is empty. So there are three different constructor. So to begin with, we must import counter class from collections module. Then we can construct the counter object. So here we are not providing any argument, which will return empty counter object from counter class. Now let's create counter by providing iterable as an argument. So here we can provide any iterable data type such as list, tuple, set, which is having only hashable object. It will construct the counter object. So in this we are providing string objects which are hashable. So it will count the number of occurrences for each hashable, and it will store as a hashable as a key, because dictionary contains unique key. For the given hashable there will be unique key and it will have value as a number of occurrences for a given object. So let's execute it. As we can see, it is holding the given hashable as a key and number of occurrences of a given hashable as value. Now let's create counter object from mapping. So here we can provide a dictionary object from which it will construct counter object. Okay. Same way we can also provide keyword argument inside the counter constructor, which will construct the same counter object from given parameters. As we can see, it is having same value as per the given as a keyword arguments. Now let's construct counter object with different types of values which are comparable. So here we can see that we are providing decimal, float and fraction value as a value of a counter element. So if we execute it, as you can see, it is holding different kinds of values. Now let's retrieve the count of a particular hashable object. Okay, so here we have counter object C1. Now we want to access the count of hashable object string A. So we can write it same way as we were writing for dictionary object. In square bracket we are writing hashable object. which will retrieve the count of a given hashable object. Adding new element is also similar to the dictionary. We just write new hashable inside square bracket and equal to its count, which will add new element next is if we are adding a new element with existing key inside it, so it will replace the old value with the new given value, which is similar to the dictionary object. Okay, so here we can see z is having value 9. Okay, deleting also same, we write del inside square bracket, we are providing hashable object. So if we execute it, the given element and its value is removed. But unlike the dictionary, if we are trying to delete an element with given hashable as a key that is not existing inside counter object, it will not raise key error. Okay, so here as we can see, we are trying to delete hashable x which is not existing inside counter, so it will not raise key error. So as it is a subclass of dictionary, all the functionality which we saw for dictionary such as iterating, operators remains same. So we will see only the functions and operators which are new or having different behavior compared to dictionary. Okay, so let's begin with functions. So first function is elements, which returns the iterable of elements which is having non-zero or non-negative values. Okay, so we have counter object, and if we execute elements method, it will return an iterable object, and if we collect elements into the container such as tuple or list object, it will have all the elements of a given counter. Because it is a multi-set, all the values as per the given count will be repeated. Okay, so A will be repeated 5 times, same for B will be repeated 7 times. Next method is most common, which returns the most common n elements from the counter, which takes n as a optional argument. So if n is provided, it will return the elements, n number of element which is having most number of values or most number of counts. So if we execute it, as we can see, it is returning list of tuple object for each element which is having most number of counts. So here we have return 2, so it will return most common 2 element, which is x and b, which is having highest value. So it is returning list, so we can extract least common value out of a list by iterating or taking a slice from the last element. So same as we can see here, it is given as a negative -1 as a step, which will iterate from the last element. It is beginning from -1 and up to -3. So it will select only 2 elements from the end of the list. So it will return least common 2 elements. Okay, so let's execute it. As we can see here, it is returning least common 2 elements, which is Z and A. Next method is update, which takes iterable or mapping as an argument, which adds the count of a given elements from given iterable or mapping to an existing counter object. So here we have counter object and an iterable which is holding hashable objects. Okay, so it will add, for existing element it will add number of occurrences, and for non-existing element it will add a new element and it will assign count beginning from 1. Okay, so let's execute it. As you can see here, it is incrementing for existing object. We can see here it was previously -1, so it is occurring 2 times. It will add +2, which is result in 1. And for non-existing object such as C, here it will create a new element. So next is updating element from mapping. So here we were providing iterable. Same way we can also provide mapping to update it. So it will just add with the given mapping. So here we can see A is 5, so Z will be added +4, -1 + 4 will be result in 3, and C is a new element which will be added to the existing counter object from a given mapping. Next is subtract. So it will subtract the count from the given iterable or the mapping. Okay, so it will count the number of occurrences of a given iterable and it will subtract those count from the counter object. So as we can see here, it is subtracting based on number of occurrences of a given hashable. Same way we can also provide mapping, which will subtract from the existing counter object. Okay, as we can see, C is subtracted by 4, so result is 1. If the element is not present in counter, it will be added with the count 0 and it will be added or subtracted. Okay, so here we can see element C is not existing here. So if we try to subtract it, as we can see, it is adding -4. So same for we saw earlier for update. If we try to update it, as we can see, it will add 0 for it and it will perform addition. Because it is a subclass, we will now compare with its parent dictionary class and we will check what are the common method which are available from the dictionary class to the counter class. Okay, so we have taken set for each attribute of a counter and dictionary class, and we are taking intersection. So if we execute it, as we can see here, these are the methods of dictionary class which is available for the counter, and it performs same as explained for the dictionary, with one exception. From keys is not implemented for the counter class. Okay, next is operator for the counter. So it supports 4 operator: addition, subtraction, union and intersection. Okay, so after performing any of above operation, if the result counter contains element with 0 or negative count as a value, that element is removed. And for union and intersection, if both counter object contains same hashable object with value or count greater than 0, then the result element will have maximum valued value as a result. Okay, so let's see the example. Okay, so let's execute addition. So as you can see here, B is existing in both counter, so it will be added. A is also existing, it gets added. Okay, but for C, the result element will have -2 value, so it is discarded, and X is having value 0, so it is also discarded from the result counter object. For subtraction, as we can see here, for X, it is having positive value 4 as a result. For B, it will have negative value 2, so it is discarded. For C, it will have negative value 1, so it is also discarded. A will have value 3, so it is added, and Z, because it is having value 0, will be discarded. Now let's execute union. So here B, both the counter is having B value, but it will include value which is maximum, so it is 7. For A, both are having A, and with maximum value which is 5, it is included as a 5. For C, even though it is having value 0, but second counter is having value 7, so it will result in 7. Okay, and other element X will remain as it is, and for B and Z is having 0 and negative value will be discarded. Last one is intersection, so it will only include common element. Okay, so here A is common, because it is having positive value, it is included. C is also common to both, so it will include with maximum value, and B is also common, because the second counter is having positive value, it is included. Now let's see the example, practical example, how the counter object can be applied to application. So this is a helper function which returns the list of words for a given book. So for this book, it will return each and every word as a list. So list will contain repetitive word. So for each sentence, it will extract word from the sentence and it will be inside the list. Okay, so same list we have provided here as a constructor of a counter, which will count the number of occurrences of a given words. So all the unique word will have count as a value, and that word will be the key of a counter object. Okay, so if we execute it, and it will return frequency count for each of the word, and if we extract most common 10 word, it will return the word as a key and its count as a value. So let's execute it. As we can see here, it is returning top 10 word by their most number of frequency. So these are the top 10 words with their count in the book, which is passed as in the given function. Okay. And if we access this counter object, which will return all the words with their frequency. Okay, so that brings us to end of the video.